Hey everyone, this is Sho and welcome back to the channel and this video. So today we're going to be taking a look at 5 easy to pick up strategy RPGs for beginners and newcomers to the genre. As we all know, strategy RPGs and just strategy games in general can be quite overbearing and intimidating for those who really aren't too familiar with the genre, and that's perfectly fine. There's always a lot of systems and mechanics that need to be picked up on these types of games, and for those maybe who have heard good things and want to check them out, it's hard to say where's a good place to start. So today we're going to be looking at a few titles on the Switch that I feel are personally really good for those who are interested in checking out the genre. So before we get into it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Every little bit helps the channel grow, and as a one-man team working on these videos, it does take quite a bit of time to even get one video out, especially considering, all the other things in the world right now going on with work and family. So any love you could send the channel would be much appreciated. So thank you so much for those of you who are willing to support. And let me know in the comments if you agree with these 5 games, if you think that they're good games for newcomers to the genre, and if you have any other alternatives, please be sure to share them in the comments too. I'm sure those looking for new game recommendations would be happy to get it. So now, let's take a look at 5 easy to start strategy RPGs for the Nintendo Switch, in no particular order. Let's take a look. Alright, so while we're not in any particular order, let's talk about my first one on the list here, which is going to be a personal favorite of mine from back in the PS Vita era. That would be God Wars: The Complete Legend. Now, this is a pretty typical style of strategy RPG that's very similar to Tactics Ogre or Final Fantasy Tactics. Basically, you're thrown into a beautiful, vibrant world of Japanese mythology, and it is your job to go on a quest to find your mother and your sister, which is really interesting. Kind of sounds a bit cliche, but trust me, as you go through the story, it's really deep and endearing. And in terms of the systems, it uses a lot of typical strategy RPG systems, including heavy customization on character abilities and character classes. This might be a bit intimidating for some newcomers, but there are a lot of nice tutorials, and the system is really easy to pick up in terms of what you need to do and how you need to do it. And eventually you'll find yourself wanting to just grind and get new classes to unlock just to see what kind of new crazy nice spells and abilities you'll be able to get. Anyway, this is definitely a good one for beginners to take a look at, as again, it eases you into a lot of the systems that are common for the genre. Now, next up is one that I don't really hear too much about, which is a shame, but this is going to be Spaceland. Now, Spaceland is a sci-fi space-based strategy RPG where you play the role of a group of, space cowboys who find an abandoned space station on a planet, and you go on basically a quest to figure out what happened to the planet and just what's going on. As you go through the facility and you go through each of the levels, you'll find more characters to add to your roster, which gives you some options in terms of who needs to go into what battle, and each character does offer their own special stats and special skills, which definitely makes it unique, which is great. What makes this game really good for beginners, in my opinion, is that it's just a really simple, streamlined experience. There's a light crafting system involved, there's a light talent skill tree system involved as well, and the overall battles do kind of put a balance between caution, careful planning and playing, since you do have limited ammo counts, but also showing a really simple move here, shoot bug here. Now, for those of you who are interested in a sci-fi feeling and you're looking for a really simple system you can pick up and play whenever you want, Spaceland may be the good one for you. So next up is one that is definitely underrated, and that is Langrisser I&II in that single pack that it comes with. This is an excellent old school strategy RPG from, I think it was the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis if you're from the States. Basically, you play the role of a hero and you will hire mercenaries that will fight alongside you in each map. Now, a few things that make this really good for beginners is, number one, it's an extremely simple process. you have a sort of a basic unit weakness system, very similar to old school Fire Emblem games, but the learning curve and I guess you could say, the cost is incredibly low for failure. If you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Furthermore, this new version included a story tree system where you are actually able to go back and replay previous levels to earn more experience, more cash, in order to get new spells, new weapons, new items, and increase your classes to get new mercenaries to work on your side. Now, of course, doing this, you have to sacrifice your current progress. However, if you find yourself stuck at a certain level, you could go back and repeat the previous level multiple times in order to quickly grind up extra power that should allow you to steamroll the rest of the game. Again, this one is an absolute gem of a game, and I really enjoy this, so do be sure to play this, even if you're a veteran. This is a great game. So this next one was definitely one that went under everyone's radar when it first came out earlier this year, but this would be Rise Eterna. Now, Rise Eterna is another one of those old school Fire Emblem inspired games, but again, like Langrisser, the cost of failure is quite low. Rise Eterna has simple mechanics that involve you taking your party, going through the map, eliminating your enemies, and then accomplishing your objectives as needed. There's not really much else to say besides that. Stat enhancements are done through a gem system, which is fairly easy and straightforward to understand. And there's also a much more robust crafting system, which allows you to craft items that prepare you for battle. So, in all, if you're looking for more of the Fire Emblem experience of having limited resources and trying that on a much more simple scale, Rise Eterna could be the choice for you. So I've been talking a lot about Fire Emblem and this being Fire Emblem-like, so why not put Fire Emblem Three Houses on here? Of course, being the newest installment in the long-running original series, basically Fire Emblem Three Houses is probably the most accessible way to approach any strategy RPG out to date. This game gives you all the systems you need. It gives you crafting, it gives you buffing, it gives you training, it gives you multiple grinding spots, it gives you access to so many other features and abilities that it definitely gives you the tools of what you need, when you need, to do whatever you need to do. So for that reason, I feel like it's a fantastic thing for newcomers that are interested in strategy RPGs. Of course, hefty price tag, it is Fire Emblem of course, but it is definitely an experience that people enjoy, and I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. So if you haven't already, do be sure to check it out. And there you have it. 5 easy to start strategy RPGs for newcomers and beginners to the genre. Please let me know in the comments if you agree if these 5 are good, or if you have any other choices, or you feel that perhaps I may have missed the mark. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and get your recommendations on some others that might be better. And again, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's a small thing, I guess, on your side, but a huge thing for me. I'm really looking to make this channel grow more, and I want to build a community around this, and I really enjoy talking about strategy games, so I would love to be able to talk more with everyone about them. So every little bit helps, and I really appreciate it, so thank you so much. And yeah, so I'm Sho, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers!